Wait, before I tell you what Roman gladiators actually ate, let me ask you something. What do you picture when you think of a gladiator? A massive warrior, scars everywhere, muscles on top of muscles, probably eating raw meat and drinking wine before every fight. That's what every movie shows you. That's what every video game tells you. That's what everyone believes. It's completely wrong. The real diet of Roman gladiators was so unexpected. When archaeologists first discovered it, they thought they had made a mistake. So let's go back, all the way back to Rome. Around 100 AD, the city of Rome has over 1 million people living in it. It is the largest city on Earth, and at the center of it all, the Colosseum, the greatest entertainment venue ever built. 50,000 screaming Romans packed into the seats, vendors selling food in the stands. The noise is deafening. The gates at the bottom open slowly. A gladiator walks out. He's muscular, intimidating. The crowd erupts. But here's the question nobody asks. What did he eat for breakfast that morning? Barley, just barley. Let that sink in for a second. The most feared fighters in the Roman Empire and the men the entire city came to watch were eating the same grain as the horses in the stables. Gladiators were called hordearii by the Romans. It literally means barley men, not warriors, not champions. Barley men. Their entire diet was built around 3 things: barley, beans, and dried fruit. Almost no meat, almost no protein as we understand it today. While Roman nobles were eating roasted boar, exotic birds, and fresh fish, the most dangerous men in Rome were eating like farmers. But why? Romans could absolutely afford to feed gladiators meat. So why barley? This is where it gets fascinating. Scientists in 2014 decided to find out once and for all. They found a gladiator cemetery in the ancient city of Ephesus in modern-day Turkey. They analyzed the bones of real gladiators, men who actually fought in the arena 2,000 years ago. What they found changed everything we thought we knew. The gladiators had extremely high levels of calcium and strontium in their bones, much higher than ordinary Roman citizens of the same era. Their bones were significantly denser, significantly stronger, almost unusually so. And then, the scientists found evidence of something else entirely. After every training session and every fight, the gladiators drank a recovery drink. Not wine, not water, not anything you would want to put in your mouth. They mixed vinegar with the ash of burned animal bones and plants, and drank it like a sports recovery shake. It sounds absolutely disgusting, and it probably was, but it worked. The calcium from the ash went directly into their bones and made them extraordinarily strong. 2,000 years before sports science existed, Roman gladiator trainers had figured out bone density recovery. Now back to the barley question. Why no meat? There were actually 2 very clever reasons. Reason number 1, protection. Barley builds a specific type of body fat, not the deep internal fat that slows you down. A thick protective layer just under the surface of the skin. When a sword cuts you in a fight, that fat layer protects the blood vessels and organs underneath. A gladiator with more surface fat was genuinely harder to kill in the arena. He could take cuts that looked horrifying, but weren't actually fatal. The diet was literally designed as biological armor. Reason number 2, the show. The fights were entertainment. The crowd wanted drama. They wanted blood. They wanted spectacle. A thick layer of surface fat bleeds dramatically when cut. The wound looks catastrophic. The crowd goes insane, but the gladiator underneath is actually okay. The entire thing was partly staged for maximum visual impact. The diet kept them alive while making them look like they were dying. That is genuinely one of the most calculated things I have ever heard in my life. Now here is something else the movies never show you. Most gladiators didn't actually die in the arena. The death rate was roughly 1 fight in every 10, not the constant bloodbath Hollywood shows. Gladiators were extremely expensive to train. Years of food, coaching, medical care, and housing went into each one. Killing a gladiator in the arena was like destroying a sports car for entertainment. The crowd usually decided if a fallen fighter lived or died, and most of the time, they chose to spare them. The best gladiators fought for years. Some fought for decades. They were the biggest celebrities in Rome. They had fan clubs. Graffiti about them covered the walls of Roman cities. Their faces were painted on pottery, carved into mosaics, and stamped onto coins. Women of all social classes wrote them love letters. One piece of graffiti found in Pompeii reads, "Celadus the gladiator makes the girls' hearts flutter," the ancient Roman equivalent of a global sports superstar. Who ate barley for breakfast and drank bone ash after training? History is always stranger than the movies. If this blew your mind, subscribe to Revelox. Next video, what did pirates actually do all day? The answer is nothing like what you think.